Peter Eliades from Stock Market Cycles here on YouTube. I'm going to start doing something that I think should be very helpful to especially trading view people who will now have access to my cycle projection program. A program that I can't tell you how many, not years, but decades we have been working on, and it is now available for TradingView. And I couldn't be more excited for the potential here and for you potential subscribers out there too. So what I'm going to do, we've had some questions. I'm going to try and answer them. These are going to be quite short, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the longest, okay? I'm going to start today with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and this is a daily chart of the Dow. I want you, first of all, to see this trend line that begins around the November of 24 market high, goes through the February of 26 market high, and has just shot up into today's market action, which I think has overshot it a little bit, kind of a throw over. But it's kind of a warning signal, I think. It wouldn't mean too much without cycle projections showing us almost the same thing. So let's look at some of the cycle projections, okay? I go to indicators, Eliades cycle price projection, and there are two ways you can use this. One is with your manual offsets, long and short. The other one is the Eliades cycle offsets, which I've worked a long time translating calendar day offsets into trading day offsets. We're going to start with almost the shortest one, 175 to 2 knot, but 3.5 to 4 day offset, which will give a projection. I'm going to keep this up here so we'll have easy access to it. It won't block the chart. So this is what's called a nominal 10-day projection. With calendar days, it would be a 5-day offset, 10-day projection. With trading day offsets, the 5 days translates to 3.5 to 4, and here's your projection. And as you can see, we met it yesterday. Let's go to the next longer offset. Here's daily offset presets, 3.5 to 4. This is 7 to 8. And look at this, a relative bullseye. The upper end of the projection window, 52, 296.23. Today's high, 52, 286.23. Right into the projection window. Okay, let's move out further. 12.1. So you can see the 12.1, we never went beneath it. We got a projection way back here and have stayed above the offsets ever since. So we cannot get a higher projection there. The next longer offset, the equivalent of a 5-week offset on the weekly charts, is the 24.2. And we had a projection from this low through this crossing, and you can see that was met right up here. And then we form what I call a loop projection, which is simply shorter term cycles, the ones we just looked at, that confirmed we had reached all projections from this loop, and those have been satisfied also. Now, the next one is a tricky one. That's the 48.4. If you want to be a bull, you can make a case that this projection is still outstanding. I would contend that there are other ways to explain it. Let me explain to you, because I want to keep this short, that you can go to higher and higher offsets, all the way up to a 2-year offset, nominal 4-year projection. You will not get a higher projection than this. So I'd like to also satisfy those of you that asked about intraday charts. Let's go to a 30-minute chart for the Dow. Okay, we have a little glitch with this 30-minute chart on TradingView, so I'm going to go to TradeStation just to show you the equivalent of this 48.4 on the 30-minute chart. This will be taken care of quickly with TradingView. Okay, you see these offsets? 629.2 to 716.8, right on the bottom right down here. They're high-low projections, linear projections, no margin of error because there are dual offsets. Now, I'm not going to take much longer, but I want to show you. You can look, you can see that there are offsets for the 30-minute chart, And we plan to have even shorter term offsets in the future. Right now, the shortest intraday offsets we have, the defaults, are for the 30-minute chart. Here's what I want to show you. This is what we call the continuum, this gray area here. And the low side of a projection would be the entry into the gray area from below. The high side of a projection would be the entry outside the continuum, be judged by where it exited the continuum. But you can see we got a projection initially here, okay? That's around the middle of April. We got this upside projection. I just noticed that we're looking at DIA, which is the ETF for the Dow, but the numbers should be virtually the same, adding a couple of zeros. So if indeed the lower end of the projection window, which you can see right here, has now been surpassed, that means even the big time upside projection we saw on the 48.4 offset, the equivalent of a 10-week offset, has been met also. So the only thing that's questionable here is this 48.4 projection, and we showed you a way on the intraday chart where you consider it having been met. If you take all those things into consideration, except for this debatable projection here, all upside projections on the Dow have been met, meaning this could very well be a turning point on the Dow Industrials. I hope that's helped you out. I hope we've kept this update short enough for you. Those of you that are TradingView subscribers, go to stockmarketcycles.com/register. I'll actually put the link in right underneath this YouTube update. Thanks for watching. We'll be doing these updates every 2, 3, 4 days at the most to keep you updated. I'm going to call them Eliades price projection demos/tutorials. So keep your eye out for them. Subscribe if you want to be notified when a new one comes up. Thanks for watching.